This is Culture on Tap with Dale and Xavier and Range. This is our Tuesday reminder that we have our show coming out tomorrow at 2 on podcast, 4 on YouTube. But today's Get to Know You, what do you have for us, Range?
Since Mother's Day was just a few days ago, we're going to do our Get to Know You about our moms. So what is a memorable, a funny, something that sticks out to you about your mom?
So, am I going first?
Yeah, go for
it. Probably for me, the most memorable moment because I have one just hit me, a really funny moment having to do with my mom that all of y'all got to witness.
Yeah, I've got a gang of them.
And then I have a memorable, so I'll just do both. My funny moment which is funny because it's my mom. We were all at Disney. My mom meets some lady. I don't even remember how or why she met her.
She was from Mississippi.
She was from Mississippi.
We was at Test Track.
Yeah, because here's the thing about my mom. If she sees a license plate or a person that's from Mississippi, she needs me to know they're from Mississippi. Like there can't be...
They're royalty.
Yeah, I mean, they're just Mississippi. Like, okay. And I'm glad that she's not that way about Texas because we'd literally have to point people out all the time.
Yeah.
But she's standing there with this lady. We come off Test Track, and she looks at my wife and says, "This is my daughter, Michelle, and this is my son-in-law, Dale." And I'm like, no, I'm your son. And she goes, I was like, wow, Mom, thanks. But, and then memorable moment, probably the coolest thing my mom ever did. One, I'm not surprised easily, but this year, it was a weird year for our family. We had a lot of things change. We moved. Life was just different. And my mom somehow was in Toys R Us when there still was Toys R Us, which is coming back to the United States, by the way. But she was in Toys R Us. I don't know why I needed to know that. But she was in Toys R Us at the right moment, and the truck backed up and had PlayStation 2s on them. Or it was either 2s or 3s. I think 3s, probably 3s. I don't remember which one. Anyways, it was like you couldn't get them. She just happened to be standing there. They hit the shelf, and she got me one. And she put it in a different box on Christmas morning, and I opened it. And I could not believe that I had gotten the new PlayStation. Because in my head, I'm thinking, like, how in the world did you get a hold of this? And she's like, I just happened to be there when they were putting them on the shelf, and I grabbed one. So, really cool.
Yeah, that's cool. My memorable moment with my mom, because I got so many that I can say as far as that's funny, but I'll just go with the most impactful one for me. When I told her that I had been saved, the Lord had saved me, we were standing in her kitchen, and I was telling her everything that went on, what was going on in my heart, my mind, all of these things. And she's sitting there listening to me intently. And she's just nodding her head. She's like, yeah, okay, all right. And what I was anticipating was that there were going to be tears, that there was going to be some hugging, and what do you want to eat? And I'm like, mashed potatoes and steak and all of these things. And that's what I had envisioned in my head. But what happened was so much better because she's just sitting there like, okay, all right. And then I was done, and she was like, amen. And she goes, 1 down, 4 to go. And then she went to her room, and I was like, I was baffled. So I went to go follow her, and I'm like, what is this about? But I opened the door, and she's by her bedside with her Bible open praying for my other siblings. Yeah. And it's just like, for me, that was huge to see. For one, it's like, hey, she's really been praying for us.
Yeah.
Right.
And she's like really.
Not just talking about it.
Absolutely. But she's really have been praying for us. But she was like, the mission isn't over.
Yeah.
Like it's just started.
Yeah.
And she didn't wait to,
Well,
yeah.
and I think it's cool that it's not like she's shocked
Right.
Like,
She
okay,
was like, all right. Amen.
I got one less I have to pray that prayer
One
for.
down, four to go. And then she went and she prayed. That was probably, again, like I have many memories of my mom, but that's one that will stay with me for the rest of my life. Showing that, as Lauren said earlier today, like she is a prayer warrior.
Yeah.
She doesn't take it lightly.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah.
Cool. So mine probably won't seem very significant to everyone else, but it honestly it was very significant for me, and it's kind of a like a ongoing type deal, I guess. But so for me growing up, if it was cooked, if it was a dinner or meal that was made, whether you thought you liked it or not, you ate with the family. You ate what was made, and there was no question about it. Mm-hmm. And for some reason, there's one meal that I do not like, and my mom has never made me eat it, and that's red beans and rice. She would make it, and everybody else in my family would eat it, and that was the only meal that I was allowed to eat something else.
Wow.
Yeah.
And what was it like? Were there things like that with your siblings that they didn't eat?
I don't know. There may have been. I didn't pay that much.
It
didn't matter to me. I didn't pay that much attention.
Wow. So
Yeah.
what would you eat?
I just, if there was like leftovers or if I wanted something else that wasn't extravagant to make.
Wow.
Like it's not like I got a free for all. If they had red beans and rice, I got I got to pick my meal.
You just didn't have to eat that.
I just didn't have to eat.
I
the
wish
red
my
beans and
mama
rice.
did that with them daggum sardine rice.
Sardine.
Child, please, I wish you would have did that.
Yeah.
That's cool though.
Yeah. And to me, it still baffles me that you don't like red beans
Yeah.
and rice because you
That's another
love
thing.
beans.
Yeah.
And you
I mean, love rice.
you
love
want rice with
sausage.
everything.
Yeah. So, but yeah, that's it.
That's awesome.
Interesting. So this is our Tuesday reminder. Get to know you. We are late, or not late. We probably all said it to our mothers on Mother's Day, but happy Mother's Day, moms, for all the moms out there, including our wives. And we are glad you are in our lives. So remember, tomorrow podcast starts at 2, YouTube at 4, and we will see you then.